Hello, and welcome back to Fist Entertainment for our next review. And that will be of 2018's, so I believe that's what it says on here, is 2018. When I upload this onto Fist Entertainment, I'll have the correct one, but I believe that's what it says on the disc itself. I had to read the disc. It took me a couple of seconds to do that. And that is of The Strangers Pray by Night. I know it says unrated on there, but I'll make this very clear. For the sake of first-time views of movies I have never seen before, I like to go for the theatrical cut of the film. The version that was shown at cinemas. In this case, limited cinemas, none of which are in my general proximity and area. Which means you actually had to be in like San Diego or something like that. And going into what I'm doing right here, I don't like it when I come across my Blu-rays and the freaking cover is not properly in there. A lot of people probably know what I'm talking about. Strangers Pray by Night. This is a notoriously hated movie. When this first came out in 2018, I believe, no one had anything good to say about the film. There are a few people I know that did, but most just had nothing good at all to say about this film at all. This was a first-time watch for me. I have never seen this movie before. And I can tell you right now, not only do I get a kick out of this movie, I think it's better than the first one. I think it's way better than the first one. And it's much more thrilling than the first one. I really like the story. And in fact, they have a lot more going on in this film than in the first film. They actually get out of the house and start doing some cool stuff. It's still kind of a home invasion movie, but they get out of the house and do stuff around the house a lot more. All right, well, let's get to the plot synopsis. A family road trip takes a dangerous turn when they arrive at a mobile home park to stay with relatives and find it mysteriously deserted. Under the cover of darkness, three masked psychopaths pay them a visit to test the family's every limit as they struggle to survive. This film is inspired by the 2008 classic. Now, The Strangers is the one that's quite literally based on the real story. This one's just inspired by it. And oh yeah, the quality. It is presented in 1080 full high definition and possesses a 5.1 DTS HDMA sound presentation. I really like this one because they have a lot going on. And it's a whole family this time around. I think that's really cool. And of course, I don't believe anybody survives in this movie either. Because it kind of hints at the idea that nobody did. But yeah, definitely a good movie. This one has a lot more graphic violence, a lot more gore, a lot more innovative kills in the movie than in the first one, which makes sense because in the first film we had two people. And this one is far better. Well, why do I think people hate this movie? People probably hate this movie because it was not high budgeted. Because people get so used to these high budget horror films, they don't really take a look at these much lower budgeted, more indie horror films, which is what all of the Stranger films are, including the new one, which we'll get into shortly. I get a kick out of these lower budget films. They always remind me a lot of Tobe Hoover's Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Funhouse and Wes Craven's original Hills Have Eyes and Last House on the Left, as well as Carpenter's Halloween and Wes Craven's Nightmare on Elm Street. Films that are made for like 1/4 the budget of your typical horror film today. And that's why I like Blumhouse so much, which is why it was a pleasure to review those 3 films before getting to these 3 films. I just get a kick out of the film. I just do. Now is the acting top notch? Of course not. There's no big Hollywood stars in this movie. There was in the first movie, but not so much in this one. And in terms of the quality of the film, this is a pretty much generic, universal home video Blu-ray release type of thing. Now, did this film actually have the theatrical run? Yeah, but it was probably very limited, like I said. But let's talk about the picture and the audio, because I do like to, make these videos at least 10 minutes. I find that if they're not at least 10 minutes, they tend not to get nearly as many views, and I don't like that. I want a lot of people to watch my videos, not because I want to make money off of it, because I don't. I just like the idea that, hey, I made a video and people are actually watching it. Instead of making videos middle of the night, to give you a little idea, it's almost 2 o'clock a.m. in the morning. I don't like it when I do this and I get like 20, views. So that's why I talk about the audio and video quality, so I can kind of, turn this out just slightly, but with good information. Like a Universal release, is very dark, so this is a horror film that you would definitely want to turn your lights off to watch, because it's very dark, very digital looking and very dark. So definitely turn the lights off. The audio, interesting enough, the audio is actually not bad in this movie. There's actually a lot of good use of sound. It still does have that generic Universal home release Blu-ray type of thing, because like I said, unless you lived in a capital city like New York or Los Angeles or San Diego or any places like that, chances are you probably didn't get a chance to see this movie in theaters. Probably only watched it the way everybody else watched it. They got released in a home video, you bought it. So that's really all I gotta say about The Strangers Pray by Night. So I guess it's not going to be a 10-minute video. So rating. I give this a good 3 stars. It's a great horror film. It's definitely not a almost perfect horror film or a perfect one, but it's definitely a great horror film, for at least in my opinion. So Foos says check it out. I will see you on the next one.